our final car of the night is an interesting one. It is the Renault R5 Turbo. And no, this is not my wide-bodied version. It really is just like this. I do have to say early on, I love the handling of this thing. I'm just a little spooked still from the Abarth lap. Feels like it's just got such a wide wheelbase that it's gonna make up for that, maybe. I'm also not really trusting the brakes right now either. Alright, away we go. So what can this turbo do for us? Big turbo suck, but only 106 over the Fluplatz. Maybe downhill. Maybe it'll help us out a little bit more down this way. We have reached about 135 miles an hour as we enter this next corner at times, but I don't think the Renault's gonna do it. So if this thing is to be a top car on the board, it's gonna have to make up its time in corners compared to the Nissans that currently lead, which I do believe it can do. It does feel a lot more planted than some of those ones. Those very early 70s Fairlady Z's and Skylines. Comfort mediums equipped on the Renault, and we're only about a second better than we were in the Fiat. I mean, I guess with the top speed, that shouldn't be all that surprising. And also, about the Renault, I love the massive antenna just right smack dab in the middle of that, of the roof of this car. Yeah, see, you know, hey, since we got horns and everything now in GT, the next thing we need to do is being able to tune the radio. And if I roll the car, like in a race or a lap or something, I have the radio on, and in theory I would have lost the antenna, the radio has to cut out. For realism's sake. Certainly not driving the most precisely right now. Let's see if we can try and get back on track when it comes to that. The one thing I do hate about this car, though, actually, you know what? I'll save that point. We'll talk about it as the lap is winding down. You'll see what I mean. I don't feel like that split time is that bad, but it's also not very good. We have one car that is sub 9 minutes right now, and early indications, I can tell you that the Renault is not going to be the second. Which I had a little bit higher hopes for this thing. Probably the most powerful turbo that we've had on a car that we've tested yet. So into the carousel in the R5. Certainly doesn't want to let you do too much in there, but away we go. Ooh, don't do that, especially not there. Clipped a curb again. I don't know why I can't get it through my head to just not take curbs. Like, I'll do it in the shifter cart around here. Which, if there's any car you should avoid those curbs like the plague, it's that. Late on the brakes, but we're fine. $629.2 at the moment for the Renault. All right. Is the R5 getting airborne? No. Didn't even really flirt with it. What about this time? Ooh, well, yes, but I think that was more due to the fact that we got on a curb again. Slight slide there. I certainly don't think it's going to be a bad lap. And I'll tell you this, it might actually surprise us. About as good as we could there. Under the Audi bridge in under 8 minutes. And this is where I'm going to talk to you about the one part of this car that I can't stand, no matter what color the car is. The red on the interior bothers the shit out of me. That and the fact that it's a turbo, but it has to tell you all over that it is a turbo. Did I mention that this has a turbo? Are we going to be pleasantly surprised with the Renault here? To the Bilstein Bridge with an 829.1. This might be sub 9. It's going to be real tight to try and take the top spot. But it's actually going to be really close. We might have a race for this thing. Coming to the line for the Renault with an 857.9. Which I'm not sure. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that places second. But it's been a while since we've been genuinely surprised. I didn't think this thing had a chance. But at worst, this car is second. And it is our second car under 9 minutes. Turbo! So it wasn't as close as... It was about a second difference when it was all said and done between the Renault R5 and the Nissan Fairlady Z. But way better than expected. Way better than expected. and 857.9 joining some elite company, and that time might last at least a little while. So take a look at what we got coming up the next time we are out at the Nurburgring. Down the list we go. And ooh, we've got some interesting ones coming up. So we are all over the place here in these next 4. We've got the Lancia Delta, the Toyota SFR, which technically isn't a production car. It was a concept, but we're going to drive it anyway. The Alpine A110 from 1972, and then a Ford Roadster. That's what we got coming up. Not too far out in the future, we do have the Peugeot RCZ, one of my least favorite cars of all time. We have the Mazda MX-5 Miata, whatever you want to call it. The stock one, that one's coming up. Our first Maserati coming up soon, and our first pickup truck, in fact, both pickup trucks, in the Toyota Tundra and the F-150 Raptor. So, all over the place when it comes to Gran Turismo 7 Nurburgring time trials here in the next couple sessions.